First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Arvind Hanmant Nagar, Rahmat Nagar, Koshi Nursery, Madhwani. This is Bikram Sila Coaching Institution and I'm under this roof. Today, I'm going to teach the students of class 10 English. The chapter is Poetry, Dust of Snow. And I think you are going to appearing the examination. Your examination is approaching, and I first of all I wish all of you to do well to achieve your goal to obtain good marks in the examination. However, today this is a poetry Dust of Snow. As you know, this poem has been written by Robert Frost, and it is very short poem. But before teaching this poem, I would like to tell you something about poetry. What is poetry? Okay, so I think you should know about poetry, and you should know the difference between poetry and a story. First of all, I would like to tell you the difference between a story and poetry. Generally, you cannot get any rhyme scheme in poetry in a story. What is rhyme scheme? I think maximum students know it because you are in class 10th and you are supposed to know all these things. However, I am going to make it clear to you. I am telling you some lines of Make Flag No by John Dryden. And look here, the lines are like this, and it will help you to understand what is rhyme scheme. Look here, I am writing here the line, it will be clear to you. Look here, the line is all human beings are subjected to decay and when when had shamans monarch must obey. Okay, look here. What is it? Look here. I would like to tell you. Uh, uh, Look here. This is the line of Make Flag No. This is the line of Make Flag No. Make Flag No by John Dryden. Look here. Here you will get similarity between the pronunciation of DK and obey. Okay, I think it is clear to you, it is obvious that decay it ends with Y, it obey it ends with Y. Okay, suppose we consider it, we take it A, it will be also A. Okay, so the rhyme scheme is rhyme scheme is A. Okay, in this way, you can get different lines of poem having different rhyme scheme A B A C A B C like this, etc. But you should also be careful. Modern poetry is not having such a rhyme scheme. It is called modern verse or verse poetry. Verse modern, but it does not have any systematic rhyme or rhythm. For example, I would like to refer the name of Nasimegical's poem Night of a Scorpion. It is written in free verse where the poet mentions the graphic picture of Indian rural life, which is still now dominated by superstitions, ignorance, and lack of scientific temper. He was a Jewish poet. Oh, let it go. Just I'm coming here to this point. Dust of Snow. Okay, Dust of Snow. This is a poem of Robert Frost, as you know. But before, as I told you, I will tell you something about poetry. Okay, you should know that. You should know that poetry has been defined by different scholars in different ways. Okay, according to Matthew Arnold, poetry is a criticism of life. Okay, just wait. Let me erase it. Okay, according to according okay, according to Matthew Arnold, poetry is the criticism of life. Okay, this definition had been given by uh, given by Matthew Arnold. Okay, and another definition it is given by William Wordsworth, the great romantic poet or the great nature poet. According to William Wordsworth, uh, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Okay, you should know that William Wordsworth has some famous poem, Daffodils. You might have read Daffodils, uh, The Solitary Reaper, The Solitary Reaper, Tinternaway, Excursion, Prelude, Lucy Gray, Ode on Intimations of Immortality, Ode on Intimation of Immortality, etc. Okay, so look here. According to William Wordsworth, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. If you want to write, you can write it. Should I wait? Should I wait? No, wait. Let them write. Let the students will write. Some viewers are there. Some viewers are there. No one is here. No one is here. कोई नहीं है. Clean कर दें. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. एक clean all. Okay. Wait. Wait. हमको कुछ और भी लिखना है. I have to write something more. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So, as you know, poetry is a spontaneous overflow power. This definition has been given by hmm, this definition has been given by William Wordsworth. And again, William Wordsworth defines poetry: thoughts recollected in tranquility. In tranquility. Okay, okay. These are the two definitions by William Wordsworth. First, he says poetry is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Second, he says thoughts recollected in tranquility. Okay, and it simply means that whatever the poet thinks in peaceful mind, and it comes in the form of poetry. So you can say it is thoughts recollected in tranquility. Second, and the first different poetry is the poetry is simply it is the spontaneous. It is not created. It is not done by external force. It is done by internal force, or it comes spontaneously or self, and it is a kind of powerful feelings. So all these outcomes are known as poetry. Okay, uh, as I told you, William Wordsworth was a romantic poet or a nature poet. I am writing it here, and there are some romantic poets also. I would like to refer the name of that poets. Okay, nature nature poet. Okay, so it is here. Uh, uh, I'm also telling you some other romantic poets like P.B. Shelley, Keats, Coleridge, Byron, etc. Again, I'm going to give you another definition of poetry. Okay, it is given by P.B. Shelley. According to P.B. Shelley, poetry is the best word in best order. Okay, it simply means poetry is the collection of beautiful words in beautiful sequence, in proper sequence. Okay, here I would like to tell you from a few popular definition of poetry, it is clear that there is no single unanimous and all accepted definition of poetry. Some stress on meter and language, other stress on diction and technique. Now, I'm just coming straight to the point. I'm just going to explain the poetry dust of dust of snow. Okay. So before this, I would like to tell you something about the poet Robert Frost. You should know that Robert Frost was an American poet. Okay, Robert Frost, an American poet, and uh, he appeals to Indian reader. He is liked by Indian reader. Do you know why? He was he was the source of inspiration of Pandit Nehru. Do you know why? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, was uh, attracted by uh, creation of Robert Frost. At when Pandit Nehru was at the 11th hour, he wrote some lines of Robert Frost, and I would like to tell you the lines of Robert Frost which have been written by Pandit Nehru when he was at the end of his life. These lines have been taken from Robert Frost's famous poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Once Robert Frost was on his horse and he was going somewhere and he stopped near a dense forest. The horse shakes his harness bells. The horse wanted to know why his master stopped here. But Robert Frost was attracted, Robert Frost was fascinated to see the beauty of nature. He says, Robert Frost says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to before I sleep. Here I am going to write these lines. It is very, very important line, and it is written by Pandit Nehru at his 11th hour. So, just I'm writing here line. Uh, 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 Oats are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. Robert Frost. You should know that these lines are very important and it has symbolic meaning. So these lines have been written by Pandit Nehru at his 11th hour. So oats are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. The poet Robert Frost was attracted. He was fascinated to see the beauty of nature. He was attracted to see the dense forest. It was lovely, dark and deep. But that was not his destination, that was not his ultimate goal, that was not his target. He has promises someone to keep. He has to and miles to go before accident, but he has to go far away from that place. He has to cover a long journey. He has to go long ago. He has to go. eh, He has to go uh, for a lot. He has to cover his journey of life, and before this, he has to do a lot of work. I sleep. It has symbolic meaning. Before death, before the end of his life, he has to do a lot of work. So this is the important line, and this line is very, very important, and we should take lesson from these lines of Robert Frost. Okay, now I am just coming to the poem. As you know, Dust of Snow. This poem is about the poet himself. Robert Frost was under hemlock tree. What is hemlock tree? Hemlock tree, it is a poisonous tree, and the point was it was a snowy evening. It had been snowing, and the poet was under hemlock tree. He was very upset. He was very worried. He was very unhappy. He was in deep distress. He was in deep grief. He was in deep pain. Simply, he was not happy. He was upset, and he was under hemlock tree. All of a sudden, a crow perched on the branches of the tree, and you can say a crow sat on the branches of the tree, and it soaked a snow fell on poets. As a result of it, the poet's mood was changed. Now, his whole half day was spent in unhappy mood, but now he became happy. His half day was saved, and now he spends the rest part of the day in happily. Okay, it simply means that a small things can bring a big change in man's life. Second thing, you you have read some poetry. I would like to refer the name of a poetry of John Keats, Ode to a Nightingale. In this poem, John Keats refers a nightingale. Okay, but you might have you rarely have read a poem in which a crow is mentioned. Crow or a hemlock tree is mentioned. All these things are mentioned to denote some evil, some tragic, some sorrow, some omen in the poetry. So, generally, a parrot, a cuckoo, a nightingale is mentioned in the poem, and so that's why these things do not indicate a good indication. So, however, this poem is a short poem, and I think now you will be able to answer all the questions. And today, this was my first video. I did not speak even a single word in Hindi, but in later video, I will use Hindi fluent in Hindi. Don't worry, however, take it yeah, easy, take it like a or take it seriously and get yourself prepared for the examination because you will get some lines from the poem. With the help of that line, you have to answer some questions. Generally, four questions are asked from poetic lines. So, I think you should read each line carefully of prose or poetry. It will help you to obtain good marks in the examination. You should be in mainstream. Don't move in a zigzag manner. Don't consult the different types of reference book, and don't try to remember. Try to understand because you should know that there are three levels of learning when you were child. It is called thoughtless level, or you can say remembering level, and now you are in understanding level. And after some age, when you will be in college, in higher classes, that will be the reflective level, when you will be able to describe any question, when you will be able to elaborate any questions yourself. So there are three types of level, and now you are in understanding level. Try to understand, try to express, try to write, answer yourself. Thanks to all of you. That's thank you.